So, I have to talk about this Southwest Airlines. I've been flying all Southwest. I flew Southwest to Phoenix, flew Southwest to down here to Texas. And, as a novelist, I'm always really fascinated by motivation, right? That's what I write about. That's what you have to know, what makes people tick. And when I was a kid, everybody was really enamored of Sigmund Freud, and that was pretty much like what everybody thought, that you were what made you tick was basically eros, not necessarily sex, but your sex drives, and everything could be traced back to kind of physical urges in you that you then kind of spiritualized, and that became kind of dogma. It really was dogma. You go back and watch some movies from the 50s before my time, and it's like every show you see has got a psychiatrist for a hero or somebody. It's like the last scene in Psycho where they explain everything away, and people really believe that stuff. It's amazing when you look back how it took people over. I think people do things for spiritual reasons. I think one of the things they do is every single one of us knows that he's not what he's supposed to be. No one is righteous, no, not one. And we all know it, and we're all trying to deny it, and we're all trying to prove to ourselves and to others that we, in fact, are better than we are. And I really do think that avoiding shame and avoiding guilt and avoiding the appearance of lack of virtue, which all of us are experiencing, shame, guilt, lack of virtue, is one of the things that really motivates people. And heroism, of course, is the ultimate display of virtue. I think when I was growing up, my generation, the baby boomer generation, was deeply affected by the fact that all of our fathers were in World War II, and there was no good war for us to fight. And I think a lot of the protests of the 60s, a lot of the noise and everything was make-believe heroism. It was make-believe heroism to make us feel that we were being just as heroic as our parents. And I think a lot of that is going on today, too. And then you have a genuine hero. I mean, you have this flight, the Southwest 1380 flight, and it's a very tragic story. An engine blew, the propeller seems to have come out, crashed through a window. A woman, Jennifer Reardon, with 2 children and a husband, sucked out of the window. People around her pulled her back in, but she died afterwards. And that is a genuinely tragic story. But of course, there were many more people on the plane, and the pilot, Tammy Jo Schultz, the first woman to fly a fighter jet for the Navy after the Air Force wouldn't take her. And she loves being a pilot, she says, because she loves to witness for Christ every flight. And, I have a pilot's license. I don't fly anymore, but I did learn to fly, and I've always been incredibly impressed with pilots. Obviously, Sully, the Sulzberger, the guy who landed the plane in the Hudson River, one of the great piloting moments in history, because it's very tough to land a seaplane, let alone an injured jet, in the water like that. Incredible. This was not as incredible, but what was incredible was the steely serenity. I mean, I don't even want to say calm, but it was like the serenity of this lady as she brought this plane down. I want to play just a minute of this because you can hear the guys on the ground, and God bless the guys on the ground. They do, a lot of the work that keeps planes safe. And remember, there has not been a death on an American commercial airline since 2009. That is an amazing safety record. But the guys on the ground in this audio that you'll hear, they sound more upset and nervous than the pilot, Tammy Jo Schultz. But it is an amazing moment of heroism on her part and also on the ground workers' part to bring this plane in and get everybody else in safely. Just listen to this. It is moving.
Southwest 1380, like to start turning inbound.
Southwest 1380, just start turning southbound there. There's a Southwest 737 on a 4-mile final. Will be turning southbound. Start looking for the airport. It's off to your right and slightly behind you there. And altitude is your discretion. Use caution for the downtown area. Advise you maintain at above 2,200 for the MVA.
Okay, could you have the medical meet us there on the runway as well? We've got injured passengers.
Injured passengers, okay. And is your airplane physically on fire?
No, it's not on fire, but part of it's missing. They said there was a hole and someone went out.
I'm sorry, you said there was a hole and somebody went out? Southwest 1380, it doesn't matter. We'll work it out there. So the airport's just off to your right. Report it in sight, please.
In sight. South 1380, airport's in sight.
I mean, listen to that steely calm. And like I said, it's almost more serenity than calm. And